Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for another video, and today we are diving back onto Havendock. I've been doing a few bits and pieces in the background of this, plus as well I've actually just released a new update, which brings these little critters into play, which are called drones, so you can get a drone kit. And these little drones are going to require 1 power each per structure that you put it on, and they allow the drone to just sit above the particular structure, and it'll go away and it'll grab inputs and things and put them actually into the box itself. So the idea is that these drones will help alleviate some of the people that we had that were doing various chores. So as you see, we've currently got about 14-15 people idle at the moment, and we're up to about 100, but we've got quite a lot of little items around. So since that's been created, let's run over to let's go and throw down, got a spare one that's not in use here we go. So the drone kits require a bot and 5 batteries, and you get 1 drone kit. Then there's 3 levels, so you've got, that's the basic drone tier 1. Then you need to use 1 drone and 5 quarks to get the tier 2 drone kit, and tier 3 drone kit is a drone and a circuit. You've got the circuit here, as you can see, requires 3 lithium, which is that new little icon there on the far left hand side on that screen, circuit board and refined oil. So those are currently out of our reach at the moment because I haven't got any lithium, but quarks. Now that was one of the new bits and pieces that we were looking at, that was requiring us to get some books, because over on our science island that we had over this way, if I just quickly run myself around there, or grab a red book, they're always useful for trade. And just watch our kiwi bird bringing some hay over. So we've got a couple of crates over here now, and we've also got some of those items that I can't remember the name of the top of my head. We'll work it out when I get over there. But anyway, these are research facilities, that's right, and they require some knowledge and some books to create a quark. How many quarks? Have we got any spare quarks around? And I've got 1 there. Good. I've got 14 on my inventory. That's good. Okay, so yeah, so we need basically books and knowledge. And knowledge I'm struggling to get upstairs from being underground. I'm finding that's not really working out too well. I will have to look at another way around that. But those, you can dump some in here. So I've been basically going down and just filling up my inventory with knowledge, and then just coming over here every once in a while and throwing stuff in. Even though I've like filled the crate next to it with it, nothing's pulling over. So I may have to look at another kind of critter, like a mouse or something like that, may be required. But can work on that in a little bit. Now let's go heading our way over to our coffee island, because or bird island, or whatever it wants to be called. Because I found a way, because I was pissing and whinging last time, or the time before, in one of the videos anyway, that I was unhappy with the coffee seeds and how we were getting them done. And what I was trying has completely failed. Marvellous. Right. Alright, let's not let you take outputs, because that seems to bugger everything up when you've got stuff that needs to be in place. Let's take all of those out. Now that should hopefully work how I want it to now. Let's turn this off. But what I found is, rather than just waiting for these to respawn and you're only getting 8 of the coffee beans, you can actually put farms down and farm them using coffee beans to be able to actually get the coffee growing on normal farm tiles. However, it may seem silly that you got 4 in there, and you think, well, hang on, I only get 4 out of a tree. But what actually happens is you put 4 in here, and you'll get 8 output. So you actually double the amount of seeds per farm plot. So although it may sound like you're losing out, you're actually not. It's actually relatively good for that. But I just think taking the output seems to... I was hoping it would get to a point where it would put stuff in here, and then when they're needed, they would put them back over. I may have to look at maybe using something like parrots or something like that, maybe as the way to go forward. But that's not. I haven't quite refined it. At least I've got something. I've got something working, so I'm getting a larger amount of coffee beans through. But I've still got a little bit to go with tweaking stuff. But that's half the fun of games like this, is trying to find what works and what is going to allow you to get the most out of it possible. And we run out of... We run out? I've run out of squid, so I have to go and get some more from the other island. We may lose a couple of kiwis, but I mean, now with the drones, it's not exactly a necessity for the kiwis. I just want to quickly get all my coffee seeds re-going. Okay, let's get that. Just check all of these are set to not take outputs as well. So yeah, I'm going to have to come back and manually harvest them, but if I'm getting 70 or 80 at a time, that's 4, 8, 12, 16. Probably about nearer 50, I suppose, but not. But it'd be nice to make it to a point where I can get more. And also, as well as you can also grow carrots over here as well. So that was something that I didn't know, and I just use as normal seeds. So I've got some carrots in there as well. I don't really need them at the moment, but you know, hey, it's worth having them. And cocoa pods you could also grow in here as well. But that's okay for now. And then what do we need those cocoa beans for, or the coffee beans? Well, coffee beans, we have to come over here, where get a lovely convoluted signal chain going on, you know, signal path going along here for this. Yes, the unknown scientist, don't care. Come back to you later. As you can see, I've got a lot of drones set up. I've done a lot of faffing about trying to make that all work. So in here, actually, we've got 67 roasted coffee beans, which is great. I'll dump some coffee in there. And we've got people who are coming to the facility to create... so what you have to do is you bring your coffee beans over, you roast them in here. And that makes your roasted coffee beans, put that back in a box. And then you take the roasted coffee beans, put them in a coffee maker with some water and some charcoal. And you get a cup of coffee. Then you have to take your cup of coffee. And that's usually by either one of your minions, or a drone, or a bot, whichever one it is. That then comes over here to our little circus tent, which is going to... whichever one this one is, it's the cotton shrub, I think. And that brings us back cotton and a chance of bringing back some canvas. Of which the cotton goes into this box and then comes over to here. And then that gets turned into canvas. And then canvas comes over here, and along with some knowledge, gets turned into... these characters could not move here. Is the path blocked? I don't know. Is there? Is the path blocked? No, it isn't. So yeah, so you turn your canvas into, with some knowledge, into a book. And then you have to take the book from here over to your science island, put them into your research center, and you get to research some of what's going on there, which is lovely. So yeah, it's a lot of work to do, but that's what allows us to get our quarks. So why is Troll saying you can't get to there? What are you struggling with? You were over there earlier, mate. Why can you not get here now? Oh, there he is. What's he talking about? Couldn't move there. He is. He's there. Look. Old Albie Einstein looking chappy. Anyway, right. So yeah, so that's your kind of like your production chain for getting your quarks. So they're kind of a like 6th or 7th step along. You'll finally get a quark out of it. So yeah, you've got to have a lot of coffee being created, which at the moment is still a pretty manual process, which sucks. But anyway, right, let's go and research what we need to research, which is our meteor magnet. So we start getting into these fun areas with strong magnets and things like that. We've got strange devices, you've got quarks and blue meteorites, which will allow you to get the large antenna and a telescope. This is where we're starting to get into like the higher level stuff for smash meteorites into useful dust. Lovely. And got more smashers. Pollution produced by smashers. I wonder if that's where the lithium comes from, is from the meteorites. Because I haven't seen any other way of doing it. Slugs transport resource between facilities. What are these? Drone hub for slugs. Whatever the hell slugs are. Speedy slugs. Slug movement speed plus 50%. And then a hadron collider. Build an advanced facility that produces a greater number of quarks. Great. Okay, so we'll find another way of making quarks later, but that's pretty much one of the last bits of research we've got to do. So let's get on and quickly do our meteor magnets. And while we're doing that, oops, sorry, the mouse wouldn't jump around. Let us go and sort of back over to our science island, because there is something else that I remember we needed quarks for. And the quarks, I believe, were for that android that we saw earlier on, for unlocking something to do with the memory, I think it was. Right, there we go. Ah, meteor magnets. Right, good. So what do I need to build a meteor magnet? Astronomy, a meteor magnet. 20 minerals, 2 of the rotors, and 2 thrusters. I don't have any thrusters. Yeah, so that's a bigger pain in the backside. So I've got to work out where they come from. Right, hello matey. Can you get me 1 quark to restore a mission log? Yes. Great, we can view the mission log at the console. Also giving you a big turbine. You can build it from the astronomy tab below. Lovely. Thank you very much. And here we go. Mission log number 1. I've begun developing a new way of increasing our food diversity. These radioactive plant seeds I've grown can absorb your brain waves and change their DNA to grow your preferred food. You can even grow hamburgers with these. These will surely help us survive the long trip. I wonder if Salty Sea Dog will be pleased with the results. I probably will be, yes. Data potentially find Hydronaut to restore. Okay. Hello, Hydronaut. What do you need for the next one? 15 brown cosmic dust. Way out of my league at the moment. Okay. Don't have that. So you're going to have to wait. Sucks, but hey, it is what it is. Right. But while we have a very slow but seemingly steady supply of quarks coming in, and what we can do is start going around and upgrading our drones to the Drone Kit 2, because the Drone Kit 2 does require quarks and bots. So let's grab myself another golden fish. I know, old habits die hard. I've pretty much given up with these nets at the minute. They just fill up immediately and never be able to get them clear again. Right, that's there. What do I need? I need some more bots. Oh, I've got 126. Oh, I'm doing all right for bots for now. They are. I've added some more refineries in here, so I've got 2 making bronze, 1 making rotors, 2 doing circuit boards, 2 doing minerals, and 1 doing bots. So they're all, you know, most of our production is pretty well established. I've got ones making some diving tanks, one making some hooks if they're required, and one just making some rope because that's quite useful. So, right, let's go cracking on with the drone kit. Let's add some of these in and let's see what the drone kit Mark II does. So these are supposed to tier 2 drone and upgrade to previous drone to tier 2. Again, that just says, you know, it requires 1 power. So I'm guessing it's going to increase from it being 1 power to 2 power. But at the moment, I'm still well and truly ahead on power. And pollution's not a big deal for me at the minute. It kind of crops up and disappears just as quickly. There we go, so we have our first drone kit tier 2. So we've got 5, this is taking 5 quarks at a time. That's quite a lot. Alright, thank you Dr. Squid. So let us go, and which one's fairly active drone? That's not doing much. That one's going off and doing lots of bits and pieces, so let us increase you. Oh, we've got 2 drones now, and they've got 2 arms instead of just the one. Oh, lovely. Look at that. You can see they've now disappeared off to go and do their thing. So that's 2 drones, so we've been able to pick up twice as much resources, and hopefully move a little bit faster as well. So that's going to be something we're going to need to go and faff around with. Alright, mate, no, you're just shouting me here. So, magnets. What do we need for this? We need a strange device. Strange device that our magnet picked up. What is it doing there? A fragment of this. Of it has faint markings that reads DC 370. How is that possible? We need a scientist to study this. Great. Where do I get them from? Don't know at this point. I will find out. So I need a meteorite and the quark. And that's a brown meteorite. Oh, colour-coded meteorites. I just need some cheesecake. I haven't bothered making any other cheesecakes. I've started making some donuts and never got around to it. And the clownfish eggs. We haven't got the new ones at that level yet. And I haven't done the caffeine level 3, or level 2 even, because that was requiring 12 coffee. And I was not having enough coffee available. And I need 6,400 for the long reach, which... at the end of the day, at the moment, I'm not really too bothered by. I've got reach enough that I can be here and still grab something over there. You know, I don't think I need too much more than that. You know, it's not a big enough drama that I've needed to. What do you want, fella? Yes, you can come on board. I've still got housing for over 120 more people, so you know, it's not like I'm short of space, and you know, I can get people running around doing useful little things. I haven't bothered with any more of the seagulls because, you know, they just don't seem to be the need for them really. I've got the bots, I've got the drones, everything's doing pretty well for itself. And so we've got then the quarks will just slowly but surely appear over time as required. We've got our kiwis are buggering around doing their own thing. So I'm just going to literally leave those drone kits to grow for now, because they're just going to take a while. It will get there slowly but surely, as always. Come on, give me my crate. I do like my crates. Thank you. Right, is there anything else I can do over this side? The fishing island, or the fishing shanty place over here, has been kind of cool. We've got a bunch of people sitting there, twiddling their thumbs, wanting to come in, but I don't really have any jobs for them at the minute. I'm not quite sure what else really needs them here. What have you got? Yeah, let's upgrade you to level 2. Don't really need to, but you know, it gives you something else. Is there anything else I can build here? No, use of decor, fishing. Plant box, just decorative, don't really care. Chairs, got those. Shanty house got those. Benches got those. And a school, put one of those in. And a happiness is a gazebo, put one of those in. So, I mean, it's not like there's much else I can realistically do here, to be honest. There's no further expansion that I can do on here. I don't know. It's nice enough that it's giving me the fact that I'm getting. I've got any plankton left. Damn it! Oh well, there we go. Yeah. So these are. So I've got a couple of them are just creating the shrimp, then pulling in some squid because the kiwi birds like squid, and then no, that one is the one that's pulling in the tuna. I haven't really done anything with the tuna at the moment because I imagine it's probably a food source as well. It does say it's a food source. You know, found in the fishing village is rumoured to be a polar bear's favourite meal. So I imagine that may well be for one of the other islands that we've got. Oh no, I've gone the wrong way. That's an annoyance, that one. There's a little gap under there. If you go underneath it, you get stuck and you can't get back out. Now, wasn't there a polar bear and an elephant over here? Do I need to give the polar bear something? Is that going to give me something back? Alright, detour for the golden fish. I have been selling some drones that I have picked up. Right. Can I not give you anything? Right, what can this be done? There's nothing you can... ooh, is there anything I can do here? Whoops. Other than jump off the walkway like a flipping spanner. Let's try it that way where I've got a bit of an idea of what I'm doing. Right, lovely. Oh, shish kebabs. What's going on with me today? I cannot seem to do anything right. Right, anyway, where was the decking? Ice deck. See, I can't see anywhere I'm supposed to put some decking out here. Nowhere is allowing me to put any decking down, so I don't know quite what I'm supposed to do here yet. But, alright, we'll take another quick run around. Hello. Ain't you a pretty boy? Or girl, whichever, I don't care. Pretty dirty, great big elephant. So where's the way in? It looked like it was up those stairs, but it wouldn't let me climb them. Ah. Fuck. Yeah, there's definitely some edge detection issues around that building. Yeah, I agree, mate. Am I missing where there's a flipping front door in this place? I'm sure I've come in here before and looked around. I know I have. I'm sure I looked around at this and saw there wasn't much here. Oh, there we go. The edge detection issue. Come on. Hey, see, won't let me up. Oh, there we go. Something's not 100% perfect in there. Yeah, I mean, we've got this island and there's what looks like there should be stuff to do, but I'm not really seeing anything as it stands at the moment for us to do. Nothing's really to click on or interact with or anything like that. I mean, that sword and shield would be bloody nice, I'll give it that. You know, if I'm going down into that haunted cave place, that'd be quite nice to be able to have some weaponry and stuff, but otherwise at the moment this just seems to be a mystery wrapped in an enigma. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do here. Maybe this is something that gets unlocked later on in the game. But if I'm supposed to build decking, what do I build the decking on here? It's not letting me build any decking. So what do I do? I have not got a clue. Anyway, enough silly rhymes. Can I not feed you something, fella? Alright, grunt at me then. Just trying to be nice. Another box. I'm not bothering getting fish anymore. I've got like 300 odd fish or something on me. I'll grab some of that though. Stuff to turn into sushi. There you go. So you get 4 and it brings you back 8. That's very cool. Nice way to double up the amount you've got, and it does give a certain amount of automation. I mean, it's not as automated as I'd like across islands, but I think that's what the dev was trying to do with the kiwi birds. But they are not the quickest, put it that way. And the drones seem to be struggling with seeing the coffee beans. I mean, they're going and picking up the carrots really, really well. But the problem is the carrots are fine, but I don't really need them automated at this time. I need the coffee beans automated, but you know, I did ponder around with popping some of the coffee beans into this box and then let the kiwi bird take it all the way back over to the main island. But I just found that just became too bloody slow. And it's a slow process anyway, because you've got to take the beans back, got to cook the beans or grill the beans, and then you've got to wait for them. So, the 2 people in the 2 coffee machines to go and brew off your coffee, and then it's got to be taken over to the adventurers camp. All right, fella, calm it down. Then you've got to wait for that to then go over to the adventurers area or the scavenging missions. Oh yeah, I've turned off can be consumed as well, because I was finding that if you didn't turn that off, it would mean that any coffees that you had were being consumed by settlers for the stamina boost and everything. So that kind of was like, well, that's not really what I want to have happen. So you can take an output and you can bring in outputs or inputs, but you can't consume it. So I think that seems to be the trick that works best. Got over 100 coffee beans, so I am all good. As long as this is all working. So we've got that one. Those are good. Those are good. Now you see what we have here is you've got some kiwi birds are now taking some of those and taking them back over to the island. So I mean, it's a bit weirdly hit and miss how this all works. Some of the kiwi birds taking them back over to put into the farms on the other island. So I was thinking, my slightly insane brain thought, if that's the case, and I'm getting more in than I'm requiring to use for the farm, surely I can say, yes, take all outputs. And then it will go and put all the outputs into the storage crates, because there's space for some here, space for some here, a box for 2 spaces of the uncooked coffee beans, that'll be the ones you'd plant, that by the fact that you're doubling the amount that you have, my logical thought was, well, I'd obviously have a reserve and it would start becoming self-sustaining. No, doesn't happen. Not enough's going in, and obviously with the fact that it's trying to cook some off as well for the coffee, even though you're seeing how long it takes it's, what is it? It's 3.8 seconds, it says. Those are seeming to go through relatively quickly, and I think it's just not quite working as I would like, and you just end up without any bloody coffee beans unroasted. So that's fine. We can work. We just work around it. I just have to head over to the island and do a little bit of faffing about to make it work. Oh, you're making... Oh, I didn't know I had you over here making these as well. Right, let's clear you. Now, so I'm making more here. Let me upload you to a tier 2 and you to a tier 2. Just because I want to up and increase my abundance of... Oh, there we go. Our people from who have been out on the scavenging missions have just gone into there. So you see we're getting more. But we're not really getting much in the way of cotton back. We're only getting like 2 or 3. So here we go. It's 5 in total. Okay. 18% chance of 5 canvas. And it requires 2 coffee. And yeah, so currently with our 5 settlers, so you've got to wait for the 5 settlers to be available to go in there, because they may bugger off and do something else while they wait for your coffee to regen. And yeah, it's 54 seconds for the mission to be done, and then they come back with whatever else they haven't completed yet. So yeah, so it's a bit slow to get this done. So we've got another 3 books. Yeah, I would like there to be a better way of managing this, but I can't see a way of doing it other than you just have to try and push as much as possible through. But hopefully, as we start getting the drone upgrades done, there will be more that will happen that we can look at pushing in. Now, there are certain buildings where you can't put a drone. For example, the library. It's not going to bring any materials in, which is why I'd kind of tried to put them nearby. But I don't see anything else that can be done. So, Matey Boy, who is on there, Troll, he should be, if we go to this, let me go by name. Where is old Troll? There he is. Ah, now you see, he's got everything. No, it's fine. I'm not having any problems at all. Let's mark all of those off. Let's mark that on. And I want the... Where's the other bit? There, library. Right, let's see if that works any better. What's that one? That's a chance of an extra book. Right, so let's change his priorities down. Off. Let's see if that'll make him come back any faster. So he's going to a storage box. And see, I want to be able to leave on the storage box because I want him to be able to go, I've got no knowledge. The knowledge that's there, not knowledge in general. But, you know, I want him to be able to go, there's no knowledge and there's no canvas, and go look in the cabinet next door and go, oh look, there's canvas and there's knowledge. And hopefully then go and take it to there. But it doesn't look like that's working out. Now see, he's going to a wood farm and I don't know why. I've told him to do as he's bloody told. So, building priority, oh no, hang on. Set the priorities, where is he? Control. Let's just make sure I've got everything turned off for him. So I've turned everything off for him, bar that facility and a box. I think I'm going to have to take the box out of the equation. I don't think he's listening. Right, let's get rid of that. So he's going. So he went to a wood farm. Now he's going back to a storage box. So, you know, And I'm also as well. I'm finding there is these boxes and the items that they interact with all seem to have some kind of radius of the effect of what they'll pick up. Because I've got some bits that are in a completely different part of the island that the bots don't seem to pick up, or no, the bot, as in the AI running the tasking for the people who, or, you know, for our drones, our bots, and our actual Havenites are all sitting there together and are looking within just this kind of area of effect, and anything outside of that they're completely ignoring, which is a little bit frustrating, but because I can't see where that end of that area of effect is, so I can't better plan where to put stuff. But that again could be part of what the drones are supposed to be. Could be what the drones are going to be addressing. Could it be that a tier 3 drone has a far larger area of effect in regards to finding storage boxes with stuff in? I don't know. I'll work that one out when I get everything upgraded to tier 3 drones. But at the moment there isn't anything too much. There's not much they can do with that one. That one's okay. But again, I've got knowledge in boxes over on this side of the island that are not being touched from here. And again, if it was just somebody who was going to run to do it, I could understand. But if you have something more automated like a drone that could be, you know, cataloging where everything is, you would think they'd be able to go and hunt around and find stuff. But again, that all depends on whatever algorithm is talking to or has been programmed in regards to the pathing and tracking for everything. But yeah, we'll see how that one goes at the moment. In regards to getting in more thrusters for the meteor magnets, that's gonna need a trip over to I shouldn't have come back this way if I was going to talk about the bloody scavenger mission for the thrusters. Because now you've got to watch me run all the way back over here again. And there's still quite a lot of real estate that I can, if I was to really start to intensify my farming and everything. So what do I need to go to? So Treasure Island is coins, mysterious gems, and sandals for a pasta. Underwater graveyard. Ah, there we go. That's what I need. The thrusters. That's 3 settlers and a sushi. And that one is a wooden shield, a crowbar, and a pair of gloves. What's a crowbar do? It's a bar made by crows. Lovely. Have higher chance of getting rare resources at the scavenger tent. Okay, so I want some of those. And wooden shields. I'd like to get some wooden shields. But, so I've got the Coconut Island already. That's been done and getting my alcohol and soft drinks in. That one is being done over the other side with the old coffee. Skull Island is just pasta. Underwater Graveyard is our sushi. And then Treasure Island is also pasta. And those require also quite large missions. 540 seconds and 3 people. So I think what we'll start to settle ourselves out into doing, because to get the sushi, I need to go and pick up some of the salmon. It'd be nice if I could have them where it was just using tuna, because where is my tuna? Oh, for tuna. Wherever the hell my tuna's gone. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. There we go. Yeah, so that's near the fishing village would be a polar bear's favourite treat. But yeah, I've got lots of tuna, so if I could, I'd be making it from there, but I haven't. I've only got 3 salmon, and I need some amount of sushi. And that is requiring salmon, wheat, and dried seaweed. Not the end of the world, but it's getting the salmon, because you've got to go and hunt those great big fish out in the main world. But have I got any chicken pasta? I have. So yeah, so I've got a couple of pasta. I could potentially do a run off to Skull Island. Yeah, but I've got a few bits I need to still work on. So I think what I'll do is I'll call the video there for now, because I've got a bunch of stuff that I have been able to get successfully done, and I've still got a bunch of other bits and pieces I need to work on, look at, probably tear down and potentially rebuild some of, and come up with a better solution. But if you have any thoughts or comments, please do drop them in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, please do hit like, it does help. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. It just will help the channel grow. Otherwise, thank you very much indeed for your time and for joining me. And I will see you in the next video. You take care now. Alright, bye bye.